Number 35. 3 of the zeros of f of x equals x to the fourth plus bx cubed plus cx squared plus dx plus 12 equals 0 are negative 2, 3, and 1 plus the square root of 3. F of 2 equals what? So if we could just find the fourth root of this polynomial, then we could use factoring to figure out what the actual polynomial is. For example, let's say that our roots were just 1, 2, and 3, right? Then our polynomial would be x minus 1 times x minus 2 times x minus 3, because plugging in any one of these three numbers would result in this being 0. So we just have to find whatever the fourth root is. So there's two ways you can do this. One, you can use the rule that if you have a square root as one of your roots, so here we have 1 plus the square root of 3, you know that one of your other roots is 1 minus the square root of 3. The other way you could have done it, and this is more applicable for, like, say this wasn't a square root, is you can say, well, I have a quartic polynomial, and my constant term is 12. So from this, I know that the product of the roots is e over a, which is 12 over 1, right? So the product of all my roots is 12. So 12, and if this doesn't look familiar, just search up some stuff about Vieta's formulas online. It'll clear it all up. Anyway, so the product of my roots is 12. So 12 equals negative 2 times 3 times 1 plus the square root of 3 times x. And I'll just see what that is. So negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. So it would be negative 2 equals 1 plus the square root of 3 times x. So you get negative 2. Let me get my fraction bar. Negative 2 over 1 plus the square root of 3. It is 1 plus, isn't it? It's not 1 minus. Yeah, over 1 plus the square root of 3, and you click enter. And it's formatted a little bit weird, but you can see this is going to end up being 1 minus the square root of 3. So x equals 1 minus the square root of 3. So you got the fourth root in the same way, or different ways, but you got the same answer. So we're pretty sure it's correct. So from here, we can form our equation. So f of x, we just use the roots. So it'll be x plus 2 times x minus 3 times x minus 1 plus the square root of 3 times x minus 1 minus the square root of 3. And notice, if you plug in any of the roots into this equation, so let's say you plug in negative 2. Plug in negative 2 into this, well, this right here, the x plus 2, will end up being 0, which will make the entire thing 0, which would make it a root. So we just have to take this, and then we're plugging in 2. So I'm actually going to do that on the calculator, because I think that's a little bit easier, but it's up to you. So x plus 2 times x minus 3 times x minus 1 plus the square root of 3 times x minus 1 minus the square root of 3. So that's our equation, and then we plug in 2 for x. So I'll define 2 as x, go up here, and you get a value of 8. And that's answer choice E. Alright, so if you have any questions from other tests, make sure to leave a comment, and I'll make a video with the solution. With that said, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.